What's happening, y'all? Welcome to the Swing Trade Play, Swing Trade Setup. Welcome to my portfolio update. I'm not going to give y'all too much of my portfolio update because there hasn't much changed, but I will give y'all the best three stocks for 2026 and three swing trade plays for this upcoming week, right? So first I'm going to go over the top three stocks for 2026, and I'm jumping right into it so I don't waste any of y'all time, right? So I'm going with, and these are stocks that I expect to significantly beat the S&P 500. I'm also expecting these stocks to beat Nvidia. Y'all know Nvidia is my favorite stock, but Vertiv, I really like this company a lot. AI companies are making our AI companies are spending massive amount of dollars on AI, right? And they're building all of these data centers like across the world. They're building them all over. Vertiv is the company responsible for cooling these data centers, right? So we're gonna have ChatGPT give us a little explanation on the company, right? We're gonna look at them and see what they gotta say. So tell me about VRT. We're gonna have it give us a little brief description. So they do provide critical power cooling infrastructure solution for data centers. And if y'all know anything about Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Apple, all of these companies are building massive amounts of data centers. Over the latest 12 months, Vertiv generated around 9.7 billion in revenue. They killing it. PE ratio is in the mid 60s. So their PE ratio is a little elevated. They may not be a bargain at this point, but I'm really loving this company. Must buy for me, A plus stock to buy, right? So that's one. The next one, y'all heard me talk about this one before. I'm gonna say the best for last, but there's almost nothing today without these chips, right? These chips are made, these chips are in everything, right? And that's Taiwan Semiconductor. I don't have Taiwan Semiconductor in my portfolio. I bought it a long time ago, probably somewhere around 179 or something like that, probably even lower. But because they're not an American company, I knew there was risk with that. But the company is outstanding, a must buy. I'm not a chaser, but this is a stock that you have to buy, right? Taiwan Semiconductor owns, let's see, how much market share does Taiwan Semiconductor have? Right. Remember, when you're looking at these companies, you want a company that dominate its industry. I'm talking about no competition, and there is no company like Taiwan Semiconductor when it comes to competition. Like there is no competition with Taiwan Semiconductor. Boom. So if y'all can see, Taiwan Semiconductor effectively dominates over 70% share of the chip market. They killing it. Chips are going into everything. Chips go in your phone, chips go in your refrigerator, chips go in your car, chips go in your TV, and they make the most advanced chips. There's no company even close. So for the most recent quarter, Q3, they're around 71 to 72% of global foundry revenue, making a new record and is leading over Samsung and these other companies. Hands down, one of the best companies there is to invest in, right? Um, and last but not least, I got one more for y'all. Let me have AI pull it up. And this is probably the best out of all of them, if you ask me. But MU is a large U.S. semiconductor company. If y'all notice, all three companies are AI related, of course. AMU is a large US semiconductor company that designs and manufactures memory and storage chips. So we got the cooling, you know what I mean? We got to cool the data centers, and they're building massive amount of data centers all across the country. So these data centers need cooling. That was the first company. Chips are being put in everything. That's the next company. And this one is the memory. Of course, we need all memory. And this is the company that is leading leading with the memory stuff. So we're gonna pull up MU. They already been running, and they got a whole bunch more room to run, to be honest. This is my favorite of the three, which is kind of hard to say, being that I mentioned Taiwan Semiconductor in this thing. But if you look at the past year, MU has growth like Nvidia did 2 years ago, right? This stock is taking off. So this is my favorite one of the three. Get it sooner than later. This is like the memory storage for the AI, right? So those are my top three stocks. I'm gonna give y'all three swing trade plays for next week. This first one is literally just based off of geopolitical stuff. Of course, y'all know that we're bombing Venezuela right now, and usually when there's anything war related, oil oil usually goes up during war. I mentioned this to y'all before, the last war that we had when we was over there in the Middle East. But this is strictly based off of what's going on. If you went with XLE just based on the news and what's happening, chances are, you know what I'm saying, XLE is probably gonna go up. So that's one swing trade play for next week. That's the weakest one of them all, to be honest. My favorite here, y'all forgive me. I trade Nvidia a lot, so I got it marked up. But I've been watching this double bottom, and it looked like it's stalling, right? It looked like it's stalling out on me. But if you look all the way over to the right on these bars, it's making a clear W, right? And we're almost near the peak. So I do expect Nvidia to explode next week with a double bottom. Let me go ahead on Google and pull up a double bottom for y'all, just so y'all can see what that is. A double bottom pattern. Now remember, when I'm talking about these patterns, all it represents is price, and we're looking for a swing trade, not a day trade where you're in and out. This is at least holding over one night, 2 nights, week, whatever. But this is a double bottom. It drops, pops up, drops back down. Once it passes that neckline, then you have what's considered a double bottom. So if the company is financially profitable, they're doing well, you look at the patterns to know how to trade as long as they're financially stable, right? So Nvidia, we got a nice, if we go back to Nvidia, we got a nice double bottom on it. I really like, as y'all can see here, I really like Nvidia for the double bottom for next week. And last but not least, favorite setup is GE. GE, we got this kind of like, it almost looked like a bull flag. Let me add the MACD indicator on here too. What's the other? Oh, volume. Let me move volume. Let me put the MACD indicator on here. What's the problem? All right. Look like they don't want to show me the MACD indicator, but it looks kind of bull flaggy, if you ask me, on a daily time frame. I also like it because on the hourly time frame, it looks like we have a bull flag slash three white soldiers, right? So let me go ahead and pull up the three white soldiers for y'all so y'all can see what that looks like. The three white soldiers is a bullish pattern, right? When you see the three white soldiers, you're expecting the stock to go up, right? So if we go back, these last three candles on the hour time frame are bullish green candles. And I don't have volume on here, but volume is supposed to support that. And volume does support the three white soldiers on this chart, right? So you got a look like a bull flag, three white soldiers, and we're above the 9-day moving average. What I don't like is how far we are above the 9-day moving average. So before this entry, you do want to have it drop down a little bit, right? Strong bullish momentum on the 4-hour time frame. We're also above the moving averages on this time frame as well. Let me hit the daily time frame. Daily time frame, same thing. We're at all-time highs with GE. GE is my favorite swing trade play for this week. Oil is a swing trade play for me for next week just because of war, but not really based off of the setup. And Nvidia for the double bottom. So I gave y'all three of the best performing stocks that I think are going to outperform Nvidia in 2026. And I also gave y'all some swing trade plays. I'm most likely going to do one of these swing trade plays, maybe live, maybe not. We'll see. But till next time, man, y'all will see me Sunday again with some swing trade plays and a portfolio update, maybe even some stocks that I like. Like and subscribe.